No, Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail, no problem. Clinton got some high-profile help from two of her top supporters.
President Obama campaigned in Philadelphia, and former President Bill Clinton was in Beverly Hills. KCAL9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with more on everything that's happened today. Dave?
And you know, no matter what's going on, no matter what the topic is, when Bill Clinton comes to Southern California, he gets the rock star treatment, as we're going to see here in just a moment. For Bill Clinton, it was just like the good old days, headlining two lavish fundraisers with big-ticket contributors in swanky Beverly Hills and creating quite a stir when his motorcade pulled up at a popular local coffee shop and he was warmly greeted by the crowd.
Hi, Mr. Clinton.
On a quick fundraising trip to Southern California for his wife's presidential campaign, Bill Clinton was the star of the show at Alfred Coffee and Kitchen in Beverly Hills, where he posed for about 20 selfies and chatted with customers outside as a large crowd gathered anxious to see him and surprised that he popped in. He stood in for Hillary, who's recovering from pneumonia, at two big money fundraisers in Beverly Hills, at the homes of filmmaker, actor, singer Seth MacFarlane, where the top ticket was more than $33,000, and later at the home of media mogul Barry Diller and fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg, where tickets cost $100,000 per couple. Across the country in Philadelphia, in the election showdown state of Pennsylvania, another Hillary Clinton surrogate was delivering his most passionate endorsement of her yet.
You want to debate who's more fit to be our president? One candidate who's traveled to more countries than any Secretary of State ever has more qualifications than pretty much anyone who's ever run for this job, and the other who isn't fit in any way, shape, or form to represent this country abroad and be its commander-in-chief. And Hillary Clinton's steady. And she is true.
It's pro-family, it's pro-child, it's pro-worker. These are the people we have to take care of.
Later in the Philadelphia suburbs, Donald Trump, standing with his daughter Ivanka by his side, unveiled a detailed plan to help families afford child care. The political motivation for Trump is appealing to women voters, whom the polls show are not supporting him in great numbers.
She's very happy about this. Ivanka is very happy about this.
The highlight of the plan is 6 weeks of guaranteed maternity leave, financed, Trump says, through eliminating unemployment insurance fraud. Hillary Clinton's plan, announced last year, calls for up to 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave for a baby being born or a sick relative. The Trump plan also includes a proposal to make child care expenses, including private school tuition, tax deductible for individuals earning up to $250,000 a year and couples earning up to $500,000. And families that don't pay federal taxes would still be eligible for tax credits. But even at this sober, policy-focused event, Trump couldn't help taking another shot at Hillary Clinton.
Well, my opponent slanders you as deplorable and irredeemable. I call you hard-working American patriots who love your country, love your families, and want a better future for all Americans.
And in Washington, House Republicans, eager to keep the issue alive, held the third hearing on Hillary Clinton's email server in the last 5 days. But this time it didn't go as planned. The former State Department official who set up Clinton's private email server was a no-show, angering the committee chairman.
If anybody's under any illusion that I'm going to let go of this and just let it sail off into the sunset, they are very ill-advised.
Two outside consultants who helped manage the server after Clinton left the State Department did show up for the hearing, but this is how they answered questions.
On advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer.
Since the FBI declined to bring charges against Clinton in the case, Republicans have continued to push the issue, even though Democrats on the committee charge it's a political stunt that the taxpayers are financing.
I believe this committee is abusing taxpayer dollars and the authority of Congress in an astonishing onslaught of political attacks to damage Secretary Clinton's campaign.
And still another headline grabber tonight. Former Secretary of State Colin Powell described Donald Trump as a national disgrace and a cheerleader for the racist birther movement. He did that in emails obtained by BuzzFeed News. The website reports Powell refused to comment further about the content of the emails, except to say he's not denying it, Lena.
Dave, what do we know about Hillary's condition tonight and when she's going to jump back in the game here.
Yeah, well, we did get some news on that as well. Bill Clinton this evening told a pool reporter in Beverly Hills that he had just spoken to Hillary on the telephone and that she's feeling great. Her campaign says she's now planning on getting back to the campaign trail by Thursday. The danger here, though, is if she returns too soon and hasn't completely gotten over the pneumonia and has some kind of relapse, that could be a serious problem. Remember, the upcoming debates, which begin a week from next Monday, could well be the defining event of this campaign, and she certainly doesn't want to go into the first debate, which could have a Super Bowl-sized audience with any lingering symptoms. That could be a disaster. Better safe than sorry, Jeff.